Welcome, dear listener, to a journey through time. Close your eyes now, let your body sink into the soft comfort beneath you, and allow your breath to slow. We are going to travel together, you and I, to a world covered in gentle white, where snow falls silently through still air, and time moves at the pace of glaciers. This is the Ice Age, and it is waiting for you. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a vast white plain. The air is cool against your face, but you feel no discomfort, only a pleasant freshness that fills your lungs with each slow, deep breath. The sky above stretches endlessly, painted in soft shades of lavender and pale blue as the sun begins its slow descent toward the horizon. There is no hurry here, there never is. The snow beneath your feet is soft and powdery, the kind that whispers when you walk upon it. Each step creates a gentle compression, a soft sound that is immediately absorbed by the vast silence around you. This is a world of quiet, a world where the loudest sounds are the whisper of wind through ice-covered branches and the distant call of birds preparing for their evening rest. Let us begin our journey here, in this peaceful place, and allow the story of the Ice Age to carry you gently toward sleep. The Ice Age was not a single event, but rather a series of long, slow breaths that the Earth took over millions of years. Picture the planet as a living thing, exhaling cool air that spread across the continents like a soft blanket. Glaciers formed slowly, so slowly that you would never notice their movement in a single lifetime. They crept forward at the pace of growing grass, covering the land in sheets of ice that sparkled like diamonds under the pale winter sun. These glaciers were ancient things, patient and gentle despite their immense size. Some stretched for thousands of miles, their surfaces smooth and white, reflecting the soft light of the sky above. Others rose in great mountains of ice, their peaks disappearing into clouds that hung low and heavy with snow waiting to fall. Now, as you lie there comfortable and warm, imagine the sound of snow beginning to fall. It is the softest sound in all the world, so soft that you might not hear it at all if you weren't listening carefully. Each flake drifts down from the clouds above, tumbling slowly, turning end over end as it makes its unhurried journey toward the ground. There are millions of them, billions perhaps, each one unique, each one a tiny crystal masterpiece formed in the heart of the clouds. The snow falls on ancient forests where evergreen trees stand in silent rows, their branches bowed under the weight of previous snowfalls. These trees are survivors, adapted perfectly to this cold world. Their needles are dark green, almost black against the white snow, and they exude a gentle scent of pine and earth that mingles with the crisp, clean air. Deep within these forests, small creatures sleep, in hollow logs and underground burrows, in spaces between tree roots and beneath fallen leaves now covered in snow. They have made their winter beds. Dormice curl into tight balls, their tiny hearts beating so slowly you could count the seconds between each pulse. Ground squirrels lie in their burrows, their breathing so shallow and peaceful that they seem to hover between waking and dreaming. This is the way of the Ice Age world, a rhythm of activity and rest, of waking and sleeping that followed the turning of the seasons. And now, as we continue our journey together, you too can feel that rhythm calling you toward rest. Let us walk together through this winter landscape. We move slowly. There is no need for haste. The snow muffles our footsteps, and the world around us is painted in soft shades of white and gray and the palest blue. Ahead, the land rises gently toward low hills that roll toward the horizon like waves frozen in time. On the crest of the nearest hill, something moves. It is a woolly mammoth, one of the great gentle giants of this age. She stands with her trunk raised slightly, testing the air, her long reddish-brown hair swaying gently in the breeze. She is enormous, larger than any elephant you might see today, but there is nothing frightening about her. Her eyes are small and dark and full of ancient wisdom, and she moves with the slow, deliberate grace of an animal that has no predators to fear. The mammoth lowers her head and uses her curved tusks to brush away the snow from the frozen ground beneath. She is searching for the dried grasses that lie hidden there, the remnants of summer's growth preserved by the cold. Her movements are patient and methodical, and watching her is deeply soothing. There is no urgency in her world, only the steady rhythm of survival that has served her kind for countless generations. Other mammoths appear on the hillside, emerging from behind the curtain of falling snow like ghosts from a gentle dream. There is a calf, small compared to its mother, but still larger than a horse, staying close to her side. Its fur is darker than the adult's, a deep brown that will lighten with age, and it watches the world around it with curious, innocent eyes. The herd moves together, a family bound by ties as strong as any human family. They communicate in low rumbles that travel through the ground as much as through the air, vibrations so deep that you feel them more than hear them. These sounds are the language of love and reassurance, the gentle reminders that all is well, that the herd is together, that there is nothing to fear. As we watch them, the snow continues to fall, each flake adding to the carpet of white that covers everything. The mammoth's footprints fill in slowly behind them, erased by the accumulating snow until it seems they were never there at all. This is the magic of the Ice Age. Everything is impermanent, everything changes, but the change is so slow and so gentle that it feels like peace. Now let us leave the mammoths to their grazing and travel further into this frozen world. The landscape changes around us as we walk, the hills giving way to a vast plain that stretches to the horizon in every direction. This is the steppe, a grassland frozen in winter's grip, where the wind sweeps across the flat ground with nothing to stop it. But even the wind is gentle tonight. It whispers rather than howls, carrying with it the scent of distant ice and the promise of more snow to come. The grass beneath the snow is a mixture of species adapted to the harsh conditions, hardy plants that can survive months of cold and darkness, waiting patiently for the return of spring. Above, the sky has darkened to a deep purple, and the first stars are beginning to appear. They are brighter here than you have ever seen them, undimmed by city lights or pollution. The Milky Way stretches across the heavens like a river of light, countless stars blending together in a glowing band that arches from one horizon to the other. In the Ice Age, people would have looked up at these same stars and found comfort in them. They would have wrapped themselves in furs made from the animals they hunted, gathered around fires that crackled and popped, and told stories about the lights in the sky. Their voices would have been soft, designed not to wake the children already drifting off to sleep, and their words would have woven tales of magic and wonder. Let us rest here for a moment, on this vast plain beneath the stars. Feel the cold air against your face, clean and sharp, and then feel the warmth of the fur wrapped around your body. You are safe, protected, comfortable. The ground beneath you is firm and still, and the sky above is infinite and beautiful. Listen to the sounds of the night. There is the soft whisper of wind through the grass, a sound so quiet it is almost silence. There is the distant howl of a wolf, but it is far away, part of another story, nothing to concern yourself with. There is the gentle rhythm of your own breathing, steady and slow, each exhale a release of tension, each inhale bringing peace. The stars wheel slowly overhead as the earth turns, and time passes in the peaceful way that only time in the wilderness can pass. There are no clocks here, no schedules, no demands. There is only the present moment, stretched out like the endless plain around you, calm and still and perfect. Now, as we continue our journey, let us travel to the edge of a great glacier. This river of ice has been flowing for thousands of years, moving so slowly that a lifetime of watching would reveal no change at all. But change does happen. Glacial change, the kind of change that shapes continents and carves valleys and creates the landscape that will remain long after the ice has retreated. The glacier before us is a wall of blue-white ice stretching up toward the sky and extending in either direction as far as the eye can see. It glows with an inner light, the sunlight that has been captured within its frozen depths and transformed into something magical. The blue is the color of deep water, of summer skies, of the heart of a flame, but cold, impossibly cold, the color of patience and time. At the base of the glacier, where the ice meets the land, meltwater trickles in small streams that will eventually join together to form rivers. Even in the coldest winter, there is some melting, some movement, some change. The water that flows from beneath the glacier is ancient, some of it having been frozen for thousands of years, and it emerges cold and clear and pure. These streams carry with them the ground-down remains of mountains, fine particles of rock that the glacier has scraped from the bedrock beneath it. This glacial flower, as it is called, gives the water a milky quality, a gentle cloudiness that catches the light and turns the streams into ribbons of pale jade. Imagine dipping your hand into one of these streams. The cold would be intense but somehow clean, sharp but not painful. The water flows over your fingers with the weight of history, carrying memories of mountains and centuries past. Then you withdraw your hand, and the cold fades, replaced by the warmth of your own body, the resilience of life in the face of ice. Along the banks of these glacial streams, small plants cling to existence. They are tough, these pioneers of the frozen world, adapted to conditions that would kill most other plants. Mosses spread in soft green cushions over rocks, and lichens, those strange partnerships of fungi and algae, paint the stones in shades of orange and gray and pale yellow. In the warmer months, which seem so distant now in this winter narrative, these banks would burst into color. Arctic poppies would open their yellow faces to the sun, saxifrages would bloom in pink and white clusters, and tiny forget-me-nots would add touches of blue to the rocky landscape. But now, in winter, the plants sleep beneath their blanket of snow, dreaming of spring. Let us move now to the shore of a frozen lake. The ice is thick enough to walk upon, and we make our way carefully toward the center, where the view is unobstructed in all directions. The snow here has been blown away by the wind, leaving the ice exposed, and it is like walking on a dark mirror. Beneath our feet, through the clear ice, we can see the dark water below. Fish swim there, slowly, their metabolism slowed by the cold. They move like thoughts through a dreaming mind, unhurried and without apparent purpose, simply existing in the dim light that filters down through the ice above. The lake is a world unto itself, a sealed environment where life continues despite the frozen barrier above. The ice insulates the water from the coldest air, maintaining a temperature just above freezing, and the creatures that live here have adapted to this twilight existence. They wait, as all things in the Ice Age wait, for the return of warmth. On the far shore of the lake, a forest begins, different from the evergreen forest we visited earlier. These are birch trees, their white bark gleaming in the last light of day. They stand in graceful groups, their bare branches reaching toward the sky like arms raised in prayer. In the breeze, the smallest twigs click together softly, a gentle percussion that accompanies the silence. Birch forests are places of peace, open and airy compared to the dense evergreen woods. The trees grow in close proximity, but allow light to pass between them, creating a space that feels both sheltered and free. In summer, their leaves would rustle in the wind with a sound like falling rain, but now, in winter, they are silent except for that soft clicking of branch against branch. We enter the birch forest and walk among the trees, our footsteps muffled by the snow that has accumulated between them. The light is dimming now, the sun having set behind the distant mountains, and the world is moving into that magical hour between day and night when everything seems possible. In a clearing ahead, we see movement. A herd of reindeer has stopped to rest, their bodies pressed close together for warmth. Their antlers, carried by both males and females in this species, rise above their heads like branches of the trees around them. They watch our approach with calm eyes, unafraid, accustomed to creatures that mean them no harm. The reindeer are the travelers of the Ice Age, following ancient paths across the tundra and through the forests in search of food. Their hooves are broad and flat, designed to spread their weight across the snow and ice, and they click softly as the animals shift in place. This clicking comes from tendons slipping over bones in their feet, a sound that is unique to reindeer and that serves to keep the herd together even in blinding snowstorms. One of the reindeer, a large female with a calm maternal presence, turns to groom her calf. Her tongue moves across the young one's fur, cleaning and warming, and the calf closes its eyes in contentment. This simple act of care, repeated millions of times across thousands of generations, is one of the eternal truths of the natural world. Parents care for children, protection is offered freely, and love transcends the cold. We watch the reindeer for a long moment, allowing their peace to become our peace. Then, slowly, we move on, leaving them to their rest as we continue our journey through the Ice Age night. The moon is rising now, a great silver disk climbing above the horizon and casting its pale light across the snow-covered world. Moonlight in the Ice Age is unlike moonlight anywhere else, brighter, somehow, reflected and amplified by the endless white surfaces, until the night seems almost as light as day. The shadows cast by the moon are long and soft, blue-gray against the white snow. They move slowly as the moon rises higher, sweeping across the landscape like the hands of a great clock marking the passage of time. But even this movement is gentle, imperceptible moment to moment, visible only when you look away and then look back. In this silver light, we come upon a river that flows despite the cold. Its waters are too swift and too powerful to freeze entirely, and they rush over rocks and fallen trees with a sound that is both energetic and somehow peaceful. The edges of the river are fringed with ice, delicate formations that reach out toward the current but can never quite capture it. We sit on a large boulder by the riverside, the stone cold but solid beneath us, and listen to the water. It speaks in a language older than words, a continuous song of movement and change that has been playing since the first rivers formed on the young earth. The song says nothing specific, but it says everything important. It speaks of patience, of persistence, of the power of small things accumulated over time. The water catches the moonlight and transforms it into something alive, silver flashes and gentle gleams that dance across the surface. Watching the river is hypnotic, and you feel your eyes growing heavy, your mind beginning to drift. This is good. This is what we came here for. Let the river carry your thoughts away. Let the sound fill the space where worry used to live. Somewhere in the distance, an owl calls. Its voice is soft and low, a gentle hooting that rises and falls like the breath of the sleeping earth. The owl is hunting, perhaps, or simply announcing its presence to the night. Either way, its call is a blessing, a reminder that we are not alone in this vast, peaceful world. As we sit by the river, the snow begins to fall again. It comes down slowly, individual flakes visible against the dark sky before they disappear into the white ground below. Each flake takes its own path, swirling and drifting on currents of air too subtle for us to feel, until finally, inevitably, it comes to rest. The snow falls on the river too, each flake surviving for just a moment on the surface, before being absorbed by the flowing water. There is something beautiful about this, something profound, the meeting of two forms of water, one frozen and one flowing, coming together and becoming one. Let us remain here a while longer, listening to the river and watching the snow fall. There is nowhere else we need to be, nothing else we need to do. The night is young, but you are tired, and that is exactly as it should be. Allow your breathing to slow, allow your muscles to relax, allow the peace of this place to seep into your very bones. The mammoths are settling down to sleep now, in their place on the distant hillside. They stand close together, the adults forming a protective ring around the young ones, and they doze on their feet, their great heads nodding slowly. Their dreams are simple things, filled with memories of summer meadows and cool sweet water, and the company of family. They have nothing to fear, and neither do you. The reindeer in the birch forest have lain down in the snow, their legs folded beneath them, and their heads resting on the ground. Their breath rises in gentle clouds that catch the moonlight and dissipate into the cold air. They are together, and they are warm enough, and they will wake refreshed when morning comes. The small creatures in their burrows are lost in the deepest sleep, the kind of sleep that humans can only approximate, a complete surrender to the darkness, a total trust in the world to continue turning while they are unaware. Their hearts beat slowly, their lungs expand and contract with the rhythm of the earth itself, and they will not wake until spring calls them forth. Even the glacier sleeps in its own way. Its movement, never fast, has slowed to almost nothing in the cold of winter. The ice groans occasionally, deep sounds that travel for miles through the frozen air. But these are not sounds of distress. They are the sounds of settling, of relaxing, of a great ancient thing finding its rest. And you, dear listener, are part of this now. You are not separate from the Ice Age, from the snow and the stars and the sleeping creatures. You are one with them, connected by the simple truth that all living things need rest, that all living things find peace in the quiet hours of the night. Let your eyes close now, if they have not already. Let the images of snow-covered plains and moonlit forests remain in your mind, but let them become soft and blurred, the way memories become soft and blurred when we drift towards sleep. The story will continue, the journey will go on, but for now just rest. The snow continues to fall, silent and steady, covering the world in fresh white. It falls on mountains and valleys, on forests and rivers, on the backs of sleeping animals and the roofs of the world. It falls everywhere, equally, without judgment or preference, and it makes everything peaceful, everything quiet, everything still. Tomorrow, the sun will rise again, and the Ice Age world will wake to a new day. But that is tomorrow's concern, not tonight's. Tonight is for rest, for dreams, for the deep and healing sleep that comes when we let go of everything and simply allow ourselves to drift. Breathe in slowly, filling your lungs with cool, clean air. Hold it for just a moment, feeling the life within you, the warmth that keeps you alive, even in the coldest nights. Then breathe out, releasing everything, tension, worry, the events of the day, letting it all dissolve into the peaceful darkness around you. The Ice Age will be here when you wake. The mammoths will still be grazing, the snow will still be falling, the stars will still be shining. But for now, let them wait. Let everything wait. You have done enough, you have been enough, and now it is time to simply rest. The river sings its endless song, and you are part of the music. As we continue our journey through this peaceful frozen world, dawn begins to break over the eastern horizon. The sky transforms slowly, as all things transform slowly in the Ice Age, from the deep blue of night to the softest shades of pink and gold. These colors spread across the clouds like watercolors on wet paper, bleeding and blending into one another until the entire sky seems to glow with gentle warmth. But do not wake fully, dear listener. Hold on to that peaceful drowsiness, that comfortable space between sleeping and waking. The dawn we are witnessing is a gentle one, meant not to rouse you, but to remind you that even in the darkest, coldest times, light always returns. The cycle continues, eternal and reassuring, and you can rest easy knowing that this is so. The first rays of sunlight touch the snow-covered mountains in the distance, and they begin to glow with a rosy light that seems to come from within the stone and ice itself. This phenomenon, called alpenglow, is one of the most beautiful sights in all of nature. The peaks seem to blush as if embarrassed by their own beauty, and the color deepens and then fades as the sun climbs higher in the sky. On the plains below, the mammoths are stirring. They have slept standing, as they often do, and now they shift their weight from foot to foot, slowly waking to the new day. The matriarch of the herd is the first to move purposefully, her trunk sweeping across the snow as she searches for the scent of the grasses they will seek for their morning meal. The calf that we saw yesterday stretches, a comical sight on such a large animal. It extends its trunk toward the sky and then curls it back, opens its mouth in what might be a yawn, and then shakes its massive head as if clearing away the cobwebs of sleep. Its mother rumbles softly, a sound of reassurance, and the calf moves closer to her side. One by one, the other members of the herd begin to move, falling into line behind the matriarch as she leads them across the plain. Their footsteps create a gentle rhythm, a slow drumbeat that carries across the snow. It is the sound of purpose, but unhurried purpose, the kind of purpose that comes from knowing exactly where you are going and having all the time in the world to get there. Let us follow them at a distance as they make their way through the morning landscape. The snow has stopped falling now, and the sky is clear except for a few high, wispy clouds that catch the early light and turn to threads of gold. The air is crisp and clean, filled with the scent of ice and distant pine, and each breath feels like a gift. The mammoths lead us across a wide valley where the snow lies deep and undisturbed except for the tracks of small animals that ventured out during the night. We can see where a fox passed, its dainty paw prints following a meandering path toward a stand of willows near a frozen stream. We can see where a ptarmigan landed, its wingtips brushing the snow on either side of its body, leaving the impression of an angel. These small stories, written in the snow, are everywhere if you look for them. Each track, each mark, each disturbance tells a tale of survival and movement, of hunting and hiding, of life continuing despite the cold. The Ice Age was not a dead time, not a pause in the history of life on Earth, but a vibrant era filled with countless creatures going about their daily lives, just as creatures do today. The mammoths reach their destination, a patch of slightly higher ground where the wind has swept away some of the snow, exposing the dried grasses beneath. They begin to feed, their trunks working methodically to gather clumps of grass and transfer them to their mouths. It is a peaceful scene, these great animals grazing in the morning light, and watching them fills you with a sense of timelessness. As they eat, the mammoths communicate with one another in their deep, rumbling voices. These sounds carry not just through the air, but through the ground itself. Felt as much as heard, scientists believe that mammoths could detect these vibrations through their feet, sensing the presence of other herds miles away. Imagine the world from a mammoth's perspective, a landscape filled with invisible conversations, with messages of love and warning and greeting flowing beneath the surface. Let us leave the mammoths to their breakfast and explore another corner of this Ice Age world. We travel now to the coast where the land meets the sea and where a different kind of life makes its home. The ocean in the Ice Age was colder than it is today, but it was no less alive. As we approach the shore, we can smell the salt in the air, a sharp, clean scent that mingles with the cold. The beach before us is covered not with sand, but with rounded stones, gray and black and white, polished smooth by countless waves. The water is a deep blue-green, almost black in places, and it moves with the slow, powerful rhythm of tides that have ebbed and flowed for billions of years. Waves roll in toward the shore, their crests topped with white foam, and they break with a sound that is both powerful and soothing. This is the breathing of the planet, the inhale and exhale of the sea. On the rocks near the water's edge, seabirds gather. They are hardy creatures, adapted to the cold, their feathers dense and waterproof against the spray. Some are gulls, their calls sharp but somehow comforting, the sound of shores and horizons. Others are auks, thick-bodied birds that seem more comfortable in the water than in the air, diving deep beneath the waves in search of fish. Out in the bay, something surfaces. It is a whale, one of the great whales that swim these northern waters, and it rises slowly to breathe. We see first the dark curve of its back, barnacled and scarred with the stories of a long life, and then the blast of its breath, a plume of mist that hangs in the cold air for a moment before dissipating. The whale breathes several times, each exhale a great rushing sound that carries across the water, and then it lifts its tail, those great horizontal flukes, and dives again. The tail seems to hang in the air for a moment, a silhouette against the pale sky, before slipping beneath the surface. Ripples spread from the place where the whale disappeared, circles expanding outward until they are absorbed by the larger movement of the waves. There is something profoundly calming about watching whales. Perhaps it is their size, so vast that our human concerns seem small by comparison. Perhaps it is their grace, the way they move through the water with effortless power. Or perhaps it is simply their presence, a reminder that we share this world with beings whose experience is utterly different from our own, yet no less valid. The whale will spend the day feeding in these rich, cold waters, diving deep to find the small creatures that form the base of the ocean's food web. Krill and copepods, tiny shrimp and microscopic plants, these are the foundations upon which even the largest animals depend. It is a lesson in humility, this dependence of the great upon the small. As the morning progresses, we turn inland again, following a river that flows from the mountains to the sea. The river is wide and shallow in places, deep and narrow in others, and it is bordered by willows and alders whose bare branches trace delicate patterns against the sky. In a quiet pool near the riverbank, a beaver dam creates a small pond. The beavers themselves are not visible. They are inside their lodge, a great mound of sticks and mud that rises from the center of the pond. But we can see the evidence of their work everywhere. The pointed stumps of trees they have felled, the canals they have dug to float logs to their building site, the smooth mudslide where they enter and exit the water. Beavers are the architects of the Ice Age landscape, just as they are architects of the landscape today. Their dams create wetlands that support countless other species, fish and frogs, ducks and dragonflies, moose and muskrats. They change the world around them to suit their needs, and in doing so, they create habitats for others. The pond is frozen over, except for a small opening near the dam, kept open by the movement of water through the structure. We can see bubbles rising from beneath the ice, evidence of life continuing beneath the frozen surface. The beavers are awake in their lodge, gnawing on the bark of branches they stored during the fall, waiting out the winter in their cozy, flooded home. Let us sit by the beaver pond for a while and listen to the sounds of this place. The river murmurs where it flows over the dam, a continuous, gentle sound that never changes and yet never becomes monotonous. A woodpecker taps in the distance, its rhythm slow and steady, searching for insects in the bark of a dead tree. The ice creaks occasionally as it expands or contracts with changes in temperature. These sounds layer together to create a soundscape of peace, a natural white noise that soothes the mind and eases the spirit. There is nothing here to concern you, nothing to worry about. There is only the present moment, the frozen pond, the sleeping beavers, the flowing water. As we rest by the pond, allow yourself to notice your own body. Feel the weight of your limbs, heavy and relaxed. Feel the steady rhythm of your heart, beating without any effort on your part. Feel your breath, moving in and out of your lungs in its own natural rhythm. These automatic functions of your body continue, whether you attend to them or not, carrying you through life as the river carries water to the sea. Now let us continue our journey, moving upstream toward the mountains where the river is born. The landscape changes as we travel, the trees giving way to open tundra, the gentle hills becoming steeper slopes, the air becoming colder and thin. The tundra is a unique environment, found only in the coldest parts of the world. The ground here is permanently frozen, permafrost, scientists call it, and only the top few inches thaw during the brief summer. This means that trees cannot grow, their roots cannot penetrate the frozen soil. Instead, the tundra is covered with low-growing plants that hug the ground, sedges and grasses, mosses and lichens, tiny willow bushes that never grow taller than your ankle. Despite its harsh conditions, the tundra is in summer, it explodes with color as countless plants bloom simultaneously, racing to reproduce before the cold returns. Caribou graze here, in herds that number in the thousands, following ancient migration routes between summer and winter grounds. Wolves pursue them, and ravens follow the wolves, and the cycle of life continues as it has for millennia. But now, in winter, the tundra is silent and still. The plants are dormant, hidden beneath the snow. The caribou have moved south, and the wolves have followed. Only the hardiest creatures remain. A few ravens, some Arctic foxes, the lemmings in their tunnels beneath the snow. Speaking of lemmings, let us take a moment to visit them in their winter world. These small rodents, often misunderstood, are among the most important animals of the Arctic. They are prey for almost everything: foxes, owls, hawks, weasels, wolves, and their populations rise and fall in cycles that affect the entire ecosystem. Beneath the snow, the lemmings have created a network of tunnels and nests. The snow acts as insulation, keeping the temperature in these tunnels relatively warm, even when the air above is bitterly cold. Here in the dark, the lemmings go about their lives eating roots and grass stems, sleeping in spherical nests lined with fur and dried grass, raising litters of tiny naked babies that will grow quickly in this protected environment. We cannot see the lemmings, but we can imagine them just a few feet below the surface, their small hearts beating fast, their bright eyes adapted to the darkness. They are the heartbeat of the tundra, the foundation upon which so many other lives depend. As we climb higher into the mountains, the landscape becomes more dramatic. Peaks of bare rock rise above us, too steep to hold snow, their gray surfaces stark against the white of the glaciers that fill the valleys between them. These mountains are ancient, worn down by time and weather, but still majestic in their patient grandeur. Here, where the air is thin and the cold is intense, we might encounter one of the most magnificent animals of the Ice Age, This wild goat is perfectly adapted to life in the mountains, with hooves that grip rocky surfaces like climbing shoes, and a coat so thick it seems impossible for cold to penetrate. We see a group of them now, perched on a narrow ledge high above us. They are completely at ease in this precipitous environment, moving along the ledge with confidence that seems almost magical. One of them, a large male with curved horns that sweep back over his head, pauses to look down at us. His eyes are calm, assessing, and then he looks away, having judged us to be no threat. The ibex have been climbing these mountains since long before humans existed. They have seen ice sheets come and go, have watched the glaciers advance and retreat, have survived through conditions that would destroy any animal less perfectly adapted. They are masters of their environment, and watching them is a lesson in grace and resilience. The sun has climbed higher now, and its light illuminates the peaks with a brilliance that would be blinding if we were not careful. But we are comfortable here in our imaginary journey, protected from both the cold and the glare. We can admire the beauty without discomfort, can experience the wonder without danger. The glaciers that fill the valleys between the peaks are moving, though we cannot see their movement. They flow like rivers of ice, carrying with them boulders and rocks and the ground down remains of mountains. Where two glaciers meet, they form a single, larger glacier, combining their mass and power. Where a glacier meets a valley wall, it carves into the rock, creating the U-shaped valleys that are characteristic of glaciated landscape. At the terminus of one of these glaciers, the point where the ice finally melts, a lake has formed. This glacial lake is milky blue-green, colored by the fine rock flowers suspended in its waters. It is cold, cold beyond imagining, but it is beautiful beyond words. The color seems to glow from within, as if the lake has captured sunlight and holds it prisoner in its depths. We stand at the shore of this lake and look out across its surface. The water is perfectly still, disturbed by no wind, and it reflects the mountains in the sky with mirror-like precision. It is impossible to tell in places where the reflection ends and the reality begins. The world seems doubled, both real and imaginary at once. This is a good place to rest, here by the glacial lake. The beauty around us is overwhelming in the best possible way, filling us with a sense of peace that transcends words. We do not need to understand this place, to analyze it, to explain it. We only need to be here, to experience it, to let it wash over us like the gentlest of waves. Let your mind drift now, like the clouds that float lazily across the sky. There is nothing you need to hold on to, no thought you need to maintain. Let everything flow, let everything change, let everything be exactly as it is. The Ice Age continues around you, vast and patient, and you are a part of it, small but essential, a witness to wonders beyond counting. In the distance, an avalanche rumbles down a mountainside. The sound reaches us after a delay, a deep roar that echoes off the peaks and slowly fades to silence. The avalanche is part of the mountain's life cycle, part of the endless process of erosion and renewal that shapes the landscape over millions of years. It is nothing to fear, only something to acknowledge, like the thunder of a distant storm. After the avalanche, the silence returns, deeper than before. The mountains seem to hold their breath, as if waiting for something, though nothing specific is expected. This is the natural state of the Ice Age world, waiting, patient, eternal. Time moves differently here, measured not in hours or days, but in centuries and millennia. As we sit by the lake, a new sound reaches our ears. It is faint at first, almost imperceptible, but it grows louder as we listen. It is the sound of hoofbeats, many hoofbeats, approaching from the north. We look up and see, cresting a low rise, a herd of wild horses. These are not the horses we know today. They are smaller, stockier, with thick coats,
and short manes that stand upright on their necks. Their colors range from pale cream to deep brown, and they move with a unity of purpose that suggests a close-knit family group. At their head is a stallion, his head held high, his nostrils flaring as he tests the air. The horses slow as they approach the lake, then stop at the water's edge to drink. They are wary but not frightened, their ears swiveling to catch any sound that might indicate danger. The stallion stands watch while the mares and foals drink, his eyes scanning the horizon, ready to sound the alarm at the first sign of threat. But no threat comes. The lake is peaceful, the mountains are silent, and the horses drink their fill. Then, with a signal from the stallion, a slight movement of his head, they move on, continuing their journey to wherever wild horses go. We watch them until they disappear over the next rise, their hoofbeats fading until only silence remains. Horses were among the most successful animals of the Ice Age, spread across the grasslands of every continent. They were prey for many predators, lions, wolves, hyenas, but they survived through speed and vigilance and the strength of the herd. They were also important to the humans who shared their world, providing food and leather and eventually companionship and labor. But that is a story for another time. For now, we remain by the lake, content to simply exist in this place of beauty and peace. The sun has passed its highest point and is beginning its slow descent toward the western horizon. The light takes on a golden quality, softer than the bright light of midday, and the shadows begin to lengthen once again. This is the afternoon, the time of day when energy naturally dips and the body calls for rest. Listen to your body now. Feel the heaviness in your eyelids, the pleasant fatigue in your muscles, the slowing of your thoughts. These are natural signals, ancient signals, telling you that rest is needed. You have been on a long journey through the Ice Age, and you have seen many wonders. Now it is time to slow down, to find a comfortable place, to prepare for the deep rest that is coming. We leave the glacial lake behind and begin to descend, following a path that leads down through the mountains and back toward the lower lands. The journey is easier going down, and we move with a relaxed pace, taking time to notice the small details that we might have missed on the way up. Here is a patch of moss, so green it seems impossible in this white world. Here is a rock shaped like an animal, worn by wind and weather into a form that triggers our pattern-seeking minds. Here is a stream, barely more than a trickle, making its first tentative journey toward the sea. Each small thing is worthy of attention, worthy of appreciation, worthy of a moment of gratitude. As we descend, the air warms slightly, and the snow becomes less deep. The trees reappear, first as stunted bushes, then as small twisted trunks, then as full-sized conifers with their characteristic pyramidal shapes. We are entering the forest again, the forest we visited at the beginning of our journey, and it feels like coming home. The forest is quieter in the afternoon than it was in the morning. Many of the birds have stopped singing, conserving their energy for the cold night ahead. The small mammals are hidden in their dens, resting between bouts of forage. Even the wind has died down, leaving the trees motionless and the forest still. We find a clearing where a fallen tree creates a natural seat, and we sit down to rest. The bark is rough, but not uncomfortable, and the position feels right, supported and grounded. This is a good place to be, surrounded by trees that have stood for hundreds of years, witnesses to countless seasons and countless storms. From this vantage point, we can see the forest floor around us. The snow is not as deep here, sheltered by the canopy above, and in places, the dark earth is visible. Fallen leaves from the previous autumn poke through the white, brown and orange and red, reminders of the colorful season that preceded the winter. A mouse emerges from a hole beneath a tree root, its small body moving in quick, jerky motions. It pauses, sniffs the air, then darts to a pile of seeds it has cached beneath a rock. It stuffs its cheek pouches full, then disappears again, back to the safety of its underground home. The whole encounter takes only a few seconds, but it is a complete story. Hunger, caution, success, return. The mouse does not know that we are watching, does not care. It is focused entirely on its own survival, on the simple necessities of food and warmth and safety. There is something comforting about this single-mindedness, this complete absorption in the present moment. The mouse does not worry about the future, does not regret the past. It simply exists, fully and completely, in the eternal. We can learn from the mouse, from all the creatures of the Ice Age. They do not complicate their lives with unnecessary thoughts. They do not lie awake at night worrying about things they cannot control. They live according to their nature, following instincts honed over millions of years, and they find peace in that simplicity. You too can find this peace. It is not so far away as you might think. It is here, now, in this moment, available to anyone who is willing to let go of the complications and simply be. Let go of your thoughts. Let go of your worries. Let go of everything that is not this present moment. Feel the peace that remains, the deep stillness that underlies all the activity of life. The afternoon continues its slow progression toward evening. The sky is becoming pale, losing its blue as the sun sinks lower. Soon, the colors of sunset will begin to appear, painting the western horizon in shades of orange and pink. But that is still some time away, and for now we can simply rest. From somewhere in the forest, the call of a bird breaks the silence. It is a sweet, melancholy sound, a series of descending notes that seem to speak of endings and beginnings, of day giving way to night. The bird is hidden in the branches of a nearby tree, but we do not need to see it to appreciate its song. Another bird answers from farther away, and then another. A conversation is taking place, a dialogue that has been going on for as long as birds have existed. We do not understand the words, but we understand the meaning. They are saying, I am here, you are there, we are not alone, and neither are you. Even now, as you lie in your bed, comfortable and safe, you are surrounded by life. The world continues around you, full of creatures going about their lives, full of plants growing and animals breathing, and the earth turning on its axis. You are part of this vast web of existence, connected to everything else by threads that are invisible but unbreakable. This connection is a source of strength and comfort. You are not alone in your struggles, not alone in your joy.
Every living thing shares the same fundamental experiences: birth and death, hunger and satisfaction, fear and love. We are all in this together, all of us, from the smallest mouse to the largest mammoth. The sun continues its descent, and the shadows in the forest grow longer. It is time to move on, to find our resting place for the night. We rise from our seat on the fallen tree, stretch our limbs, and begin to walk again. The path leads us deeper into the forest, away from the mountains, toward a place we have not yet visited. This path has been walked by many creatures over the years. We can see their tracks in the patches of bare ground, the split hooves of deer, the padded feet of wolves, the smaller prints of foxes and hare. Each set of tracks tells a story, and all the stories weave together into the greater narrative of the forest. The trees grow closer together as we walk, and the light dims, filtered through countless needles and branches. It is not dark, not yet, but it is twilight, that magical time when day and night seem to coexist, when anything seems possible. The air is cool but not cold, fresh but not harsh. It is perfect. Ahead we see a break in the trees, a place where the forest opens into a meadow. We make our way toward it, and as we emerge from the trees, we are greeted by a sight of extraordinary beauty. The meadow is covered in snow that sparkles in the last light of day. In its center, a hot spring steams gently, the warm water creating a microclimate of mist and greenery. Grasses grow around the spring's edge, miraculously green against the surrounding white, and the water itself is clear and deep and inviting. This is a place of life in the midst of winter, an oasis of warmth sustained by the heat of the earth itself. Animals know about this place and come here to drink the warm water and feed on the perpetual greenery. We can see their tracks in the snow around the spring's edge. Many different species coexisting peacefully in this shared resource. Let us approach the spring and feel its warmth. The steam rises around us, damp and comfortable, and the sound of the water bubbling up from below is deeply soothing. This is nature's gift, a reminder that even in the coldest times, warmth exists, that even in the darkest hours, light remains. We sit by the edge of the spring and let the warmth wash over us. The day's journey has been long, and we are tired in the best possible way, pleasantly fatigued, ready for rest. The sky above us is darkening, the first stars appearing in the east, and soon the moon will rise to illuminate the world once more. But before night falls completely, there is one more wonder to witness. Look to the north, where the sky is darkest. Do you see it? A faint green glow, like a curtain of light hanging in the heavens. It is the aurora borealis, the northern lights, beginning their nightly dance. The light intensifies, spreading across the sky in waves of green and blue and purple. It moves like something alive, pulsing and flowing, now bright, now dim, now shifting into new shapes and patterns. This is caused by particles from the sun interacting with the Earth's atmosphere, a scientific explanation that does nothing to diminish the magic of the sight. In the Ice Age, people would have watched these lights with wonder and perhaps fear. They would have told stories about them, spirits of the dead dancing in the sky, messages from the gods, reflections of great fires and lands beyond the horizon. Whatever explanation they invented, they would have felt what we feel now. Awe, wonder, a sense of connection to something much larger than ourselves. The aurora continues to dance as darkness falls completely. The stars emerge in their thousands, and the Milky Way stretches across the heavens like a river of light. The moon rises full and bright, casting silver shadows across the snow. And still the aurora dances, tireless and beautiful, a show that has been playing for billions of years. We lie back on the soft ground near the warm spring, cushioned by the living grass, and watch the sky. The aurora is hypnotic, its movements gentle and unpredictable, calling our minds away from earthly concerns and upward into the infinite. Our eyes grow heavy, but we do not close them, not yet. We want to watch the lights for just a while longer, but now it is time. The day has been long and full of wonders, and your body is calling for rest. Let the aurora dance on without you for now. It will still be there tomorrow night, and the night after that, and for as long as the sun shines on the earth. There is no need to watch it all now. There is only the need for rest. Close your eyes, dear listener. Let the image of the aurora remain in your mind, green and blue and purple, dancing and shifting. Let the warmth of the spring flow through your body, relaxing every muscle, soothing every nerve. Let the sound of the bubbling water carry you away from the waking world and into the realm of dream. You are safe here, in this Ice Age meadow, by the warm spring, beneath the dancing lights. Nothing can harm you. Nothing can disturb you. You have traveled far today, seen many wonders, and now you have earned your rest. Let it come. Let it wash over you. Let it carry you away. The world continues its ancient rhythms around you. The mammoths sleep on their feet. The reindeer rest in their forest clearings. The small creatures doze in their burrows beneath the snow. The glacier creeps forward. The stars wheel overhead. The aurora dances on. All is well, all is well. The night deepens around you, and the Ice Age world settles into its most peaceful hours. The aurora has faded now, replaced by the steady glow of countless stars, each one a sun in its own right, many of them orbited by worlds we will never see. The universe is vast beyond comprehension, and yet here you are, a small but essential part of it, breathing and dreaming and being. The warm spring continues to bubble beside you, its gentle sound a constant companion through the night. The water rises from deep within the earth, heated by the same forces that move continents and build mountains, and it emerges here, in this remote meadow, to create a pocket of warmth in the frozen world. Somewhere nearby, a great owl settles onto its perch, folding its wings and turning its head to survey the meadow. Its eyes are enormous, adapted to gather every scrap available light, and they see things that human eyes cannot. The owl is hunting, but not urgently. There is plenty of time, and the night is long. It will wait, patient and still, until prey presents itself. The mice and voles that are the owl's prey know it is they. They have their own ways of sensing danger, their own ancient instincts that have kept their kind alive for millions of years. Tonight they will stay in their tunnels beneath the snow, venturing out only when absolutely necessary. This is the balance of the Ice Age predator and prey, hunter and hunted, each playing their part in the great dance of life. But you are not prey, and you are not predator. You are a dreamer, resting in a protected place, safe from all harm. The owl ignores you. The mice do not fear you. You are simply here, a witness to the night, a participant in the peace. Let us explore the dream world that awaits you. In dreams, we are free from the constraints of time and space. We can visit any place, any era, any possibility. Tonight, your dreams will take you through the Ice Age, showing you wonders that no waking eye has seen for thousands of years. In your dream, you find yourself standing on the edge of a vast ice sheet. The ice stretches to the horizon in every direction, a seemingly endless plain of white and blue. But you are not cold. In dreams, we are immune to such discomforts. You are simply observing, experiencing, being present in this ancient place. The ice beneath your feet is ancient, thousands of years of accumulated snowfall compressed into solid form. Each layer represents a year, sometimes more, and if you could read those layers, you would find stories of past climates, warmer years and colder years, wet years and dry years, years of volcanic eruptions that left their ash embedded in the ice. You walk forward, and as you walk, time flows around you in a new way. You see the ice sheet forming, flake by snowflake, year by year, century by century. You see it reaching its maximum extent, covering mountains and filling valleys, pushing the forests south and transforming the landscape. And then you see it retreating, melting back as the climate warmed, leaving behind the scored bedrock and the lakes and the new landscapes that would eventually become our world.
This process, this advance and retreat has happened many times in Earth's history. The Ice Age was not a single event, but a series of glacial and interglacial periods, the Earth's climate oscillating between cold and warm states driven by subtle changes in its orbit and axis. We live now in an interglacial period, a warm time between the cold and the ice sheets wait in the polar regions, perhaps to advance again one day, perhaps to disappear entirely. But these are thoughts too complex for a dream. Let them drift away like clouds and focus instead on the beauty around you. The ice is beautiful, you realize, in ways you never expected. It has color, not just white, but blue and green and even purple in the right light. It has texture, smooth in some places, ridged and creviced in others. It has sound, creaking and groaning as it shifts under its own weight, a chorus of ancient voices speaking in a language older than humanity. You stand on the ice and feel connected to all the ice that has ever existed, all the winters that have ever come, all the cold that has ever touched the earth. This connection is not frightening but comforting. You are part of something so much larger than yourself, so much older and more enduring. The ice does not know you, does not care about you specifically, but it includes you in its story nonetheless. The dream shifts as dreams do, and now you find yourself in a different place entirely. You are in a cave, deep within a mountain, where the Ice Age never reached. The walls of the cave are painted with images, bison and horses, mammoths and reindeer, humans and strange geometric shapes. These are the paintings of the ancient people, the artists who lived during the Ice Age and left their visions on the stone. The paintings are lit by the flickering light of a torch, and they seem to move, to come alive, to dance across the wall. The bison charges, its legs pounding in an eternal gallop. The horses rear, their manes flowing. The mammoth raises its trunk in greeting or warning. These images are tens of thousands of years old, and yet they are as immediate and powerful as anything created today. You realize that the artists who made these paintings were not so different from you. They had the same emotions, the same desires, the same dreams. They loved and feared, hoped and despaired, wondered about the world and their place in it. They looked at the animals around them and felt moved to capture their beauty, to create something lasting, to say, I was here, I saw this, it mattered to me, and their message has survived across millennia to reach you now. The paintings speak directly to something deep within you, something that recognizes and responds to beauty even when it comes from so distant a source. This is the power of art, to bridge time, to connect minds separated by thousands of years, to say that we are all, in the end, the same. You stay in the cave for a long time, dreaming time which has no fixed duration. You study each painting, each figure, each symbol. You wonder what they meant to the people who made them. Were they religious, magical, simply decorative? The truth is, no one knows for certain, and perhaps it doesn't matter. What matters is the connection you feel, the sense of kinship with those ancient artists. The dream shifts again, and now you are outside in a landscape that seems familiar and yet strange.
The shapes of the hills are recognizable, the course of the river, the distant mountains. This is a place you know, but it has been transformed. The forests are different, the animals are different, the climate is different. This is your home, but in the Ice Age, thousands of years before your time, you walk through this ancient version of home, marveling at the changes and the continuities. Some things are eternal. The sun still rises in the east. The water still flows downhill. The stars still wheel overhead. But other things have changed utterly. Where you might expect to see cities, there is wilderness. Where you might expect to see farms, there are hunting grounds. Where you might expect to see people like yourself, there are people who are like you.
and yet not like you. Your ancestors, perhaps, living lives that you can barely imagine. You watch them, these ancient people going about their daily tasks. They are making tools, preparing food, caring for their children. Their movements are efficient and practiced, the result of knowledge passed down through countless generations. They speak a language you cannot understand, but their expressions and gestures are universal. The smile of a mother looking at her child, the concentration of a craftsman perfecting his work, the relaxation of an elder sitting by the fire.
These are your people, you realize. Not specifically, not in the sense of direct ancestry, but in the sense of shared humanity. They are the ones who survived the Ice Age, who learned to live in this harsh world, who passed on their genes and their knowledge to the generations that followed. Without them, you would not exist. Their struggles and triumphs are the foundation upon which your life is built. You want to thank them, but you do not know how. So you simply watch and appreciate and feel the gratitude flowing from your heart. They do not see you. You are a ghost in this dream, invisible and insubstantial, but perhaps in some way they sense your presence, your goodwill, your love reaching back through time. The dream begins to fade, as all dreams must, and you feel yourself drifting back toward the waking world. But you are not waking yet, not fully, not for hours still. You are in that liminal space between dreaming and sleeping, that comfortable darkness where consciousness rests but does not entirely disappear. In this space, you can hear the sounds of the Ice Age world around you, the bubbling of the warm spring, the whisper of the wind across the snow, the distant call of animals in the night. These sounds are real in the context of our story, and they wrap around you like a blanket, keeping you safe and warm. The night is deep now, the deepest hour, when the world is most still and the veil between waking and sleeping is thinnest. This is the time when the body does its most important work, healing, growing, consolidating memories, preparing for the day to come. You need not be conscious for this work to happen. Your body knows what to do, and it will do it whether you attend to it or not. Let yourself sink into this deepest rest. Let your muscles relax completely. Let your mind become still. Let your breathing slow to its most peaceful rhythm. There is nothing you need to do, nothing you need to think about, nothing you need to be. Just rest. The hours pass and the night begins to lighten. The eastern sky takes on the faintest hint of gray, so subtle that only the most careful observer would notice it. The stars begin to fade, not disappearing, but simply being outshone by the approaching dawn. The world holds its breath, waiting for the sun. You do not need to wake yet. There is still time, still darkness, still peace. The dawn will come slowly, as it always does, and when it finally arrives, you will be ready, rested, renewed, prepared for whatever the day may bring. But for now, just rest. In the meadow by the warm spring, the first bird begins to sing. It is a tentative sound at first, as if the bird is testing the air, making sure it is safe to announce the coming day. Then other birds join in, one by one, until the meadow is filled with song. This is the dawn chorus, the daily celebration of light returning, and it is one of the most beautiful sounds in all of nature. The songs are not urgent or demanding. They are joyful, exuberant, full of life and hope. Each bird sings its own song, yet somehow all the songs fit together, creating a harmony that is greater than the sum of its parts. This is the music of the Ice Age, the music of every age, the eternal song of life welcoming another day. As the light grows, the animals of the meadow begin to stir. A fox emerges from its den beneath a snowbank, shaking the frost from its fur and stretching luxuriously. A hare hops across the open ground, leaving tiny tracks in the fresh snow that fell during the night. A group of ptarmigan, white as the snow around them, takes flight, their wings whistling as they head for their feeding grounds. The meadow is coming alive. But you are not required to be awake for it. You can remain in your peaceful rest, aware of the activity around you, but not participating in it. The world will continue without your attention. It always has, and it always will. Your job right now is simply to rest. The warmth of the spring creates a mist that hovers over the meadow, softening the light and muffling the sounds. Through this mist, shapes move like ghosts, the fox, the hare, the birds, appearing and disappearing as they go about their morning routines. It is a dreamlike scene, appropriate for this moment between sleeping and waking. Let us pause here, in this mist, and reflect on our journey. We have traveled far through the Ice Age, seeing many wonders. We have walked with mammoths, watched whales, explored caves, climbed mountains, and dreamed of ancient artists. We have felt the cold and the warmth, the silence and the sound, the vast expanse of time, and the intimate present moment. It has been a journey of the imagination, but it has also been real as anything we experience. For what is reality but the sum of our experiences? The Ice Age, that long epoch of cold, is gone now from the Earth. The glaciers that once covered continents have retreated to the polar regions and the highest mountains. The great beasts, the mammoths, the woolly rhinoceroses, the giant sloths have vanished, leaving only their bones and the stories we tell about them. The people who lived in that age have been replaced by their descendants, us, living lives that would be unimaginable to them. And yet the Ice Age is not entirely gone. It lives on in the shape of the land, the U-shaped valleys, the scattered boulders, the countless lakes left behind by the melting ice. It lives on in the genes of the animals and plants that survived it, adapted to cold in ways that are still written in their DNA. It lives on in the stories, the dreams, the imaginations of people like you who can close their eyes and travel back in time to walk among the snows of ages past. This is the power of imagination, to transcend time, to transcend space, to experience what we can never physically experience. And it is the power of rest too, for it is in rest that the imagination flourishes, that the mind roams free, that we connect with things beyond our immediate surroundings. Sleep is not a waste of time. It is a gift, a journey, an exploration of inner worlds as vast as any outer landscape. The sun is rising now, painting the eastern sky in shades of orange and pink. The mist over the meadow begins to thin, and the shapes moving through it become clearer, more defined. The day is arriving, full of potential and promise, and you are almost ready to meet it, but not quite yet. There is still a little more rest to be had, a little more peace to absorb. The morning will wait, it always does. Take your time, dear listener. There is no hurry. In the warmth of the spring, you feel your body beginning to surface from the depths of sleep. But the surfacing is slow and gentle, like a diver ascending from the deep. Too fast would be harmful, too slow would be forever. You rise at exactly the right pace, carrying with you the treasures you found in the depths, the peace, the dreams, the sense of connection to something larger. As you approach the surface of waking, the Ice Age world around you begins to fade. The meadow, the spring, the mountains in the distance all become less substantial, more dreamlike, until they are only memories of images, feelings of feelings. But they do not disappear entirely. They become part of you, absorbed into your being, available to you whenever you need them. The sounds of your waking world begin to filter in, the distant hum of traffic perhaps, or the song of birds outside your window, or the simple silence of your sleeping space. These sounds are welcome. They are the sounds of your life, your day, your reality. But they are not replacements for the sounds of the Ice Age. They are additions, layers upon layers of experience that make up the rich tapestry of your existence. You are waking now, slowly, Gently, your eyes are still closed, but you are aware of light beyond your eyelids, the light of day, the light of now. Your body is heavy with the good heaviness of deep rest, and you lie still, not yet ready to move, savoring these last moments of peace. The Ice Age has given you a gift tonight, the gift of deep rest, of beautiful dreams, of connection to the ancient past. Carry this gift with you into your day, into your waking life, into all the challenges and joys that await you. Remember the patience of the glacier, the grace of the mammoth, the resilience of the small creatures in their burrows. Remember the beauty of the aurora, the music of the birds, the warmth of the spring in the frozen world, and remember that you can return to this place whenever you need to. The Ice Age waits for you, as it has waited for millions of years, patient and peaceful and eternal. All you need to do is close your eyes, slow your breathing, and let your imagination carry you back. The snow will be there, the stars will be there, the gentle giants will be there. They are always there, just beyond the veil of waking, ready to welcome you home. Close your eyes now and imagine yourself drifting backward through time, not quickly, not with any rush or urgency, but slowly, peacefully, like a single snowflake floating down from a winter sky. The years fall away like leaves from an autumn tree, then centuries, then millennia, until finally you find yourself arriving in a world that existed long, long ago, the Age of Ice. The first thing you notice is the silence. It is a profound, comforting silence, the kind of quiet that wraps around you like the softest blanket you have ever known. This is not the silence of emptiness, but rather the peaceful stillness of a world that knows how to rest, how to wait, how to simply exist without hurry or worry. You are standing on a vast plain, and all around you stretches a landscape of white and silver and the palest shades of blue. The snow beneath your feet is soft, like the finest powder, and it sparkles in the gentle light that filters through clouds the color of pearls. There is no harshness here, no biting wind or bitter cold. In this dream, in this peaceful journey we take together, the cold is merely a gentle presence, a cool whisper against your skin that feels refreshing and calm. The sky above you is immense, stretching from horizon to horizon in subtle gradients of gray and white, and the faintest hints of lavender. It is the kind of sky that makes you feel both wonderfully small and perfectly safe, as if the whole world has become a quiet room meant just for resting. Occasionally, breaks appear in the cloud cover, and through them you can see glimpses of the sun, not harsh or blinding, but soft and golden, casting long shadows across the snow that create patterns of light and shade, like nature's own gentle artwork. In the distance, you can see mountains. They rise from the earth like sleeping giants, their peaks crowned with glaciers that have been forming for thousands upon thousands of years. These glaciers are not frightening or imposing, rather, they are magnificent in their patience. They have been growing slowly, inch by inch, year by year, century by century, and they will continue to grow for ages to come. There is something deeply soothing about their presence, these ancient rivers of ice that move so slowly that you could watch them for a lifetime and barely notice their progress. The glaciers catch the light in the most beautiful ways. When the sun finds its way through the clouds, the ice transforms into something magical. You can see shades of blue within them that seem almost impossible, the pale blue of a morning sky, the deeper blue of twilight, and sometimes in the heart of the thickest ice, a blue so pure and intense that it takes your breath away. These colors shift and change as the light moves, creating a slow dance of illumination that could mesmerize you for hours if you let it. Let your breathing slow now. Match it to the pace of this ancient world, where everything moves in its own time, where there is no rush, no urgency, no pressure. Breathe in the crisp, clean air of the Ice Age. In your imagination, feel it filling your lungs. air that has never known pollution, air that carries the faint scent of snow and frozen earth and the distant memory of pine forests that grow at the edge of the ice. As you stand here on this peaceful plain, you begin to notice the subtle sounds of this world. The silence is not truly silent after all. It is filled with soft whispers, the gentle hiss of snow crystals shifting in the breeze, the distant creak of glacier ice settling into new positions, the faint rustle of wind moving across the surface of a frozen lake somewhere beyond your sight. These sounds blend together into a natural lullaby, a constant gentle backdrop of white noise that soothes the mind and calms the spirit. Somewhere far away, you hear the call of a bird. It is a soft, melodic sound, rising and falling like a gentle song. Perhaps it is a ptarmigan, one of the hardy birds that make their home in this frozen landscape. These remarkable creatures have adapted perfectly to life in the ice and snow. Their feathers are white in winter, allowing them to blend seamlessly with their snowy surroundings. They spend their days foraging quietly for berries and seeds, and in the evening they burrow into the snow to create cozy little shelters where they sleep through the long, peaceful nights. Imagine now that you are walking, but not with any particular destination in mind. You are simply wandering, exploring this pristine world at your own gentle pace. Your footsteps leave soft impressions in the snow, and as you walk, you notice the incredible variety of textures and patterns that the frozen landscape creates. Here, the snow has been sculpted by the wind into smooth wave-like drifts that rise and fall like the gentle swells of a sleeping ocean. There, ice crystals have formed intricate patterns on the surface, creating natural artwork more delicate and beautiful than anything human hands could craft. Each snowflake that fell to create this landscape was unique, a tiny miracle of geometry and physics, and together they have formed a world of endless wonder. You come upon a frozen stream, its surface covered with ice so clear that you can see the rocks and pebbles resting on the bottom, perfectly preserved beneath their glassy covering. The ice is formed in layers, each one representing a different moment in time. A cold snap here, a slightly warmer day there, creating bands of varying clarity and color that tell the story of the changing seasons. Along the edges of the stream, frost has formed in the most delicate patterns. It coats the stems of dormant plants and the exposed roots of nearby shrubs, transforming them into sculptures of crystalline beauty. Each tiny ice crystal catches the light, sparkling and glinting with a soft, ethereal glow. If you look closely, you can see how the frost has grown outward from each surface, creating feathery patterns that resemble ferns or feathers, or the wings of tiny frozen butterflies. This is a world that rewards patience and observation. Nothing here happens quickly. The Ice Age moves at its own pace, measured not in minutes or hours, but in seasons and years and centuries. There is something deeply peaceful about this slow rhythm, something that reminds us that not everything needs to happen right away, that some of the most beautiful things in life unfold gradually in their own time. Let us continue our gentle walk together. As we move across the landscape, the terrain begins to change subtly. The flat plain gives way to gentle rolling hills, each one covered with the same pristine blanket of snow. From the top of these hills, you can see for miles in every direction, and the view is breathtaking in its simplicity, white and silver and blue, stretching out to meet the gray pearl sky at the horizon. On the slope of one of these hills, you notice something moving. At first, it is just a shape against the snow, but as you watch, it resolves into a creature, one of the gentle giants of the Ice Age. It is a woolly mammoth, and it is one of the most magnificent sights you have ever beheld. This mammoth is enormous, standing tall against the winter sky, but there is nothing frightening about it. Its movements are slow and peaceful, its demeanor calm and unbothered. Long, shaggy fur the color of chestnuts and honey covers its body, protecting it from the cold and giving it a soft, almost cuddly appearance. Its tusks curve gracefully upward and outward, ivory spirals that have been growing slowly since the mammoth was young. The mammoth is not alone. As you watch, you see that it is part of a small family group. There are several adults moving together, and among them you can spot a baby mammoth, a calf with fur that is slightly fluffier than its elders, and eyes that shine with gentle curiosity. The calf stays close to its mother, sometimes walking beside her and sometimes wandering a few steps away to investigate interesting patches of snow before hurrying back to the safety of the herd. The mammoths are feeding, using their long trunks to sweep away the snow and reveal the frozen grasses and plants beneath. They move with a deliberate, unhurried grace, their great feet leaving deep impressions in the snow as they walk. Each step is measured, each movement purposeful yet relaxed. They have nowhere they need to be, no schedule to keep. They are simply living their lives, moment by peaceful moment. Watch the baby mammoth for a while. See how it plays, how it investigates its world with innocent wonder. It uses its small trunk to pick up snowflakes, probably fascinated by how they feel, by how they taste. Sometimes it stumbles slightly in the deep snow, and its mother reaches out with her own trunk to steady it, a gesture of love and protection that transcends time and species. There is tenderness here in this frozen world, deep bonds of family and caring that warm the heart even in the coldest of seasons. The sound of the mammoths is soothing too. They communicate in low rumbles, sounds so deep that you feel them as much as hear them. These rumbles travel through the ground and through the air, messages of comfort and connection that keep the herd together. "I am here," the rumbles seem to say. "You are safe. We are together." As you watch the mammoth family, your eyes grow heavier. The peaceful scene, the gentle sounds, the soft light, everything conspires to lull you into a deeper state of relaxation. You find a comfortable place to sit, perhaps a snow-covered boulder or a gentle slope, and you settle in to simply observe and enjoy. The light is beginning to change now. The sun, hidden behind its veil of clouds, is slowly sinking toward the horizon, and the world is taking on the golden pink hues of approaching twilight. This is the magic hour, when the landscape transforms into something even more ethereal and dreamlike. The snow, which seemed purely white before, now reveals hidden colors, soft pinks and lavenders and golds that dance across its surface like whispered promises. The mammoths have noticed the changing light too. They are beginning to gather more closely together, preparing to settle in for the night. In their own way, they are getting ready for bed, just as you are. They find a sheltered spot at the base of a hill, where the wind cannot reach them, and they arrange themselves in a protective circle, the younger and smaller members of the herd surrounded by the larger adults. Let us leave the mammoths to their rest and continue our journey through this peaceful world. As we walk, the twilight deepens, and the first stars begin to appear in the sky above us. They emerge one by one, tiny points of light that pierce the gathering darkness with their ancient glow. These are the same stars that have watched over the earth for billions of years, the same stars that our distant ancestors once gazed upon with wonder. There is comfort in their constancy, in knowing that some things remain unchanged, even as the world transforms around them. The stars of the Ice Age sky are remarkably clear and bright. Without the light pollution of modern cities, without the haze of industrial smoke, the night sky reveals itself in all its glory. You can see the Milky Way stretching across the heavens, a river of light made up of countless individual stars, each one a distant sun with perhaps its own world spinning around it. The sight is humbling and beautiful, a reminder of the vast, peaceful universe of which we are all a part. As the darkness settles in, You might expect the world to become less visible, but the Ice Age has its own source of illumination. The snow and ice catch whatever light remains, from the stars, from the distant glow on the horizon, from the slow appearance of the moon, and they reflect it, amplify it, spread it across the landscape until everything seems to glow from within. The world does not become dark so much as it becomes silver, a realm of soft shadows and gentle luminescence. And then, on this magical night, something truly special begins to happen. At first, it is just a faint glow on the northern horizon, a smudge of color that you might almost mistake for a cloud. But as you watch, the glow begins to grow and change, spreading across the sky like watercolors bleeding across wet paper. The northern lights have come to dance. The aurora borealis in the Ice Age sky is a sight beyond description, but let us try to imagine it together. Great curtains of light unfurl across the heavens, shifting and swaying in an endless silent dance. The colors are incredible. Deep greens that fade into electric blues, bright pinks that bloom and dissolve, occasional flashes of purple and red that appear and disappear like the thoughts of angels. The lights move in patterns that seem almost alive, responding to invisible forces, telling stories in a language older than human speech. Lie back now in your imagination and watch the lights dance above you. There is no sound to accompany them, just silence, profound and peaceful, but somehow you can almost hear them. A kind of music seems to emanate from those shifting colors, a celestial symphony played on instruments that do not exist, heard with senses that transcend the physical. It is the most beautiful lullaby ever composed, written by the sun and the earth and the distant reaches of space. The northern lights have fascinated humans for as long as humans have existed. Our Ice Age ancestors, those brave and resourceful people who lived alongside the mammoths and the other great beasts of this frozen time, surely looked up at these same lights with wonder and awe. Perhaps they told stories about them, weaving myths and legends to explain their mysterious beauty. Perhaps they believed they were the spirits of their ancestors, dancing in the sky. Perhaps they simply watched as we are watching now, content to enjoy the spectacle without understanding it, letting its beauty wash over them like a blessing. As you watch the lights, you feel your body growing heavier, more relaxed. Each wave of color that crosses the sky seems to carry away a little more of your tension, a little more of the day's worries and concerns. The lights are washing you clean, leaving only peace and tranquility behind. Your eyelids grow heavier, but you do not close them yet. You want to watch the lights a little longer, to carry this beauty with you into your dreams. The world around you is preparing for sleep as well. Across the frozen landscape, countless creatures are settling in for the night. In burrows and dens, in sheltered hollows, and beneath protective overhangs of rock, the animals of the Ice Age are finding their resting places. Each one has its own way of keeping warm, its own way of staying safe, its own rhythm of sleep and waking. Consider the Arctic fox, one of the clever inhabitants of this frozen realm. As the night deepens, a little fox is curling up in its den, a cozy underground chamber that it has carefully prepared. The fox's white winter coat is thick and fluffy, providing excellent insulation against the cold. It wraps its bushy tail around itself like a blanket, covering its nose and paws, the most vulnerable parts of its body. Within moments, the fox is asleep, its breathing slow and regular, dreaming whatever dreams Arctic foxes dream. Nearby, a family of lemmings is nestled in a communal burrow beneath the snow. These small, round creatures spend much of the winter underground, where the temperature is actually quite comfortable compared to the surface. They have lined their burrow with dried grasses and bits of fur, creating a snug, warm space that feels like the coziest bedroom you could imagine. The lemmings sleep in a pile, their bodies pressed together for warmth, their heartbeats synchronized in the peaceful rhythm of shared rest. In a cave at the base of a distant cliff, a group of cave bears is hibernating. These magnificent animals, larger than modern bears, spend the coldest months in a deep, restorative sleep. Their breathing is so slow as to be almost imperceptible, their heartbeats reduced to just a few beats per minute. They are wrapped in nature's deepest rest, a sleep so profound that the world could change entirely around them and they would not notice. They will wake in the spring, refreshed and renewed, ready to greet the returning warmth. But for now they sleep, and their sleep is peaceful. Even the plants are sleeping in their own way. Beneath the snow, protected from the worst of the cold, seeds and roots and bulbs are waiting. They have entered a state of dormancy, a kind of vegetable slumber from which they will awaken when the warmth returns. They are not dead, not even truly inactive, just resting, conserving their energy, preparing for the burst of growth and life that will come with the spring. The whole world is at rest, waiting and dreaming. Let us return now to the open landscape, where the northern lights continue their slow dance across the sky. The colors have shifted since we last looked. Now they are predominantly green, vast sheets of green light that ripple and fold like cosmic fabric. The effect is hypnotic, soothing, almost impossible to look away from. As you watch, you become aware of a new sound. It is the most gentle sound imaginable, the soft whisper of snow beginning to fall. New flakes are drifting down from the clouds, each one a tiny masterpiece of crystalline geometry, each one unique in all the world. They fall slowly, lazily, in no hurry to reach the ground. Some of them catch the light of the aurora and seem to glow with their own inner radiance, little sparks of green and blue and pink floating down from the heavens. The snowfall is light, just a gentle dusting, but it adds another layer of tranquility to the already peaceful scene. You can feel the flakes landing on your face and hands, cool but not cold, soft as the lightest touch imaginable. Each flake melts almost instantly upon contact with your skin, leaving behind the faintest kiss of moisture, the gentlest reminder that you are part of this beautiful world. The combination of the falling snow and the dancing lights is almost unbearably beautiful. It is the kind of beauty that makes you want to cry, not from sadness, but from a profound sense of gratitude and wonder. How lucky we are to be alive, to be able to witness such things, even if only in our imagination. How lucky we are to be able to imagine it all, to close our eyes and transport ourselves to worlds of peace and beauty. Your eyes are so heavy now. The lullaby of the lights, the whisper of the falling snow, the deep silence of the frozen world, they are all calling you to sleep, and there is no reason to resist. This is what we came here for, after all, to find peace, to find rest, to let go of the waking world and drift into dreams. But before you sleep, let us take one more moment to appreciate where we are. We are standing in a world that no longer exists, a world that vanished thousands of years before the first cities were built, before writing was invented, before almost everything we know as human civilization began. And yet this world is not truly gone. It lives on in the fossils we find, in the landscapes that were shaped by its glaciers, in the genetic memories passed down through countless generations. It lives on in our imagination, where it can never be lost. The Ice Age was not a catastrophe, not a tragedy. It was simply a chapter in the Earth's long story, one that lasted for millions of years and saw the rise of some of the most magnificent creatures ever to walk the planet. The mammoths and mastodons, the saber-toothed cats and giant sloths, the enormous beavers and the mighty cave bears, they all lived their lives fully, experiencing joy and sorrow, love and loss, just as we do. They raised their young, found their food, sought shelter from storms, and gazed up at the same stars that we see tonight. There is something comforting in this continuity, in knowing that we are part of a story that stretches back beyond the limits of human memory and will continue long after we are gone. The Earth abides, patient and enduring, through ice ages and warm periods, through the rise and fall of countless species. And tonight, in our dreams, we are joining that story, becoming part of it, if only for a little while. The northern lights are beginning to fade now, their dance winding down as the night deepens. The colors become softer, more diffuse, spreading across the sky like watercolors diluted with water. But even as they fade, they leave behind a sky full of stars, each one twinkling with ancient light, each one a sun around which other worlds might spin. The world sleeps, and so do you. Time has passed. How much time it is impossible to say. In the Ice Age, time is measured differently, by the changing light, by the movement of the stars, by the slow pulse of the seasons. But the night continues, and so does our journey. You find yourself standing on the shore of a great frozen sea. This is not a lake but an ocean, vast beyond imagining, its surface covered with ice that stretches to the horizon in every direction. The ice is not smooth and uniform. It is broken into countless pieces, like the world's largest jigsaw puzzle, with each piece fitting against its neighbors in intricate, ever-shifting patterns. These pieces of ice are called floes, and they range in size from small chunks that you could hold in your hand to massive sheets covering many square miles. Some of them are flat and smooth, worn by wind and water into perfect plains. Others are jagged and irregular, their edges rough from the forces that broke them apart. Still others have been pushed together and forced upward, creating pressure ridges that look like frozen waves caught in the moment of breaking. The colors of the sea ice are extraordinary. You might expect ice to be simply white, but here you can see every shade of blue and green and gray. The oldest ice, compressed over many years, has taken on a deep turquoise color that seems to glow from within. Fresher ice is lighter, sometimes nearly white, sometimes tinged with the faintest hint of blue. Where the ice is thin, you can see the dark water beneath, giving it a gray or even black appearance. Stand on the shore and look out at this frozen ocean. Feel the immensity of it, the vastness that dwarfs all human concerns. The ice before you has been forming and melting, breaking and reforming for hundreds of thousands of years. It was here long before the first humans walked the earth, and it will be here long after our species is gone. There is comfort in this permanence, in knowing that some things are larger and more enduring than our small temporary selves. The sound of the sea ice is unique and unforgettable. As the floes move against each other, pushed by currents and winds, they create a symphony of natural music. There is the grinding of ice against ice, a deep bass rumble that you feel in your chest. There is the cracking of new fractures forming, sharp and sudden, but not alarming, just part of the ice's natural process of adjustment and change. There is the gentle lapping of water where small channels of open ocean still remain, a liquid whisper among the frozen chorus. And beneath all these sounds, if you listen very carefully, there is another. It is the song of the whales. Even in the Ice Age, these magnificent creatures are here, their voices carrying for miles through the cold water. The songs are hauntingly beautiful, long, complex sequences of sounds that rise and fall, that repeat and vary, that seem to carry meanings we cannot quite grasp. No one knows exactly what the whales are saying to each other, but the songs speak of distance and connection, of loneliness and love, of the vast dark spaces of the deep ocean and the enduring bonds of family and kind. Close your eyes and listen to the whale song. Let it carry you deeper into relaxation. The sounds are like nothing you have ever heard, and yet they feel strangely familiar, as if some ancient part of your brain recognizes them, remembers them from a time before memory. Perhaps in some sense, the whales are singing to the part of you that is still wild, still connected to the natural world, still part of the great web of life that spans the planet. As you listen, you become aware of a presence nearby. Opening your eyes, you see a creature you have never encountered before. It is a walrus, and it is hauling itself out of the water onto a nearby ice floe. The walrus is enormous, easily 10 feet long and weighing over a ton. Its body is thick and rounded, covered with wrinkled gray-brown skin that looks like old leather. Two great tusks protrude from its upper jaw, curving downward like ivory scimitars. Its whiskers are thick and bristly, and its small eyes regard you with an expression that seems almost wise, almost knowing. The walrus pays you no attention. You are just part of the landscape to it, another shape among the ice and snow. It is focused on finding a comfortable position on the floe, using its tusks to help pull itself up, shifting its massive weight until it finds just the right spot. Then, with a great sigh that sends a cloud of vapor into the air, it settles down to rest. Watching the walrus rest is deeply soothing. Despite its size and strength, despite the impressive weapons of its tusks, the walrus is a gentle creature at heart. It spends most of its time eating clams and other shellfish from the ocean floor, using its sensitive whiskers to find food in the murky depths. It is social too, preferring to rest in groups with others of its kind, their bodies pressed together for warmth and companionship. As if in response to your thoughts, more walruses begin to appear. They emerge from the water one by one, hauling themselves onto nearby floes, grunting and snorting as they settle in. Soon there are a dozen of them, then 24, their collective body heat raising the temperature of the air around them, their combined breathing creating a rhythm like the tide. The walruses are having a sleepover, you realize. They are gathering together to rest through the long night, to share warmth and safety, to simply be together. It is one of the most comforting sights you have ever seen. But the sea ice holds other wonders as well. Let us leave the walruses to their rest and explore further. Moving along the shore, you come to a place where the ice has been pushed up into fantastic shapes by the forces of wind and wave. These ice formations are called hummocks, and they look like sculptures created by an artist of unlimited imagination and skill. Some of them resemble towers or castles, their spires reaching toward the sky. Others look like animals or faces, the random work of nature accidentally mirroring the forms of life. Still others are entirely abstract, beautiful without reference to anything else, pure expressions of form and line and color. The moonlight catches these ice sculptures and transforms them into something magical. They glow with internal fire, blues and greens and silvers, shifting and blending as you move among them. Each step reveals a new angle, a new perspective, a new way of seeing their beauty. You could spend years exploring these formations and never see them all, never exhaust their possibilities. Between the hummocks, in the sheltered spaces they create, the snow has accumulated in deep drifts. These drifts are incredibly soft, like the finest feather beds, and if you let yourself fall into one, you sink gently down, surrounded by whiteness, cradled by the cold. But the cold does not bother you. In this dream, in this peaceful journey, you are always perfectly comfortable, always exactly as warm or cool as you need to be. Lie in the snowdrift for a moment. Look up at the stars through the gap between the ice sculptures above you. You are in a natural cathedral here, the hummocks forming walls and spires around you, the sky a ceiling of infinite depth. The stars seem closer from this position, as if you could reach up and touch them, could gather handfuls of starlight and let them fall through your fingers like luminous sand. In this moment, you feel a profound sense of connection. You are connected to the ice beneath you, to the sky above you, to the walrus resting nearby, to the whales singing in the deep. You are connected to the mammoths sleeping on the distant plains, to the wolves calling across the frozen hills, to every living thing that has ever existed or ever will exist. The boundaries between self and world dissolve, and you realize that you have always been part of everything, that the sense of separation was just an illusion, a temporary forgetting. This is the deepest peace of all, the peace of knowing that you belong, that you are not alone, that you never have been and never will be. The universe is not a cold, indifferent place, despite what it might sometimes seem. It is a web of connection, a fabric of relationship, a dance of matter and energy that has been going on since the beginning of time, and you are part of that dance. You have always been part of it. Rest in this knowing. Let it fill you up. Let it overflow. Let it wash away any lingering sense of isolation or fear. You are held by the universe, loved by the universe, part of the universe forever and always. There is nothing to fear, nothing to worry about, nothing to do except rest in this truth. But our journey is not over yet. There are more wonders to see, more peace to find. Let us rise from the snowdrift and continue our exploration. Leaving the shore of the frozen ocean, you make your way inland again. The landscape changes as you walk, the flat sea ice giving way to rolling hills, and then to mountains that rise higher and higher as you approach. These mountains are the source of the glaciers, the birthplace of the ice that covers so much of this world. As you climb, the air grows thinner and the wind grows stronger, but still, you are not uncomfortable. The wind does not bite at your skin, it caresses you, a cool touch that invigorates rather than chills. And the thin air does not leave you gasping, it fills your lungs easily, carrying the scent of snow and ice and the faint, clean smell of altitude. Higher and higher you climb until you reach a pass between two peaks where you can see in all directions. To the south lies the frozen plain where we began our journey, now spread out below you like a white carpet stretching to the horizon. To the north lies more ice, more snow, more of the pristine wilderness that covers this ancient world. To the east and west, the mountains continue, peak after peak after peak, a frozen rampart that spans the visible world. And in the center of it all, directly below you, lies a glacier valley. The glacier that fills this valley is one of the most magnificent sights in all of nature. It is a river of ice, miles wide and hundreds of feet deep, flowing slowly, impossibly slowly down from the mountains toward the lowlands far below. The surface of the glacier is textured with crevasses and ridges, with pools of meltwater that have refrozen into blue mirrors, with bands of darker ice that mark where dust and debris have been incorporated over thousands of years. The glacier has been carving this valley for ages beyond counting. Its immense weight presses down on the earth, grinding the bedrock beneath into fine powder, shaping the landscape in its slow, patient way. Where the glacier meets the valley walls, you can see the marks of its passage, smooth, polished stone, where the ice has rubbed away everything rough, deep scratches where embedded rocks have scored the surface like giant fingernails. At the glacier's terminus, where it finally ends, great chunks of ice are breaking off and falling into a lake of the most astonishing turquoise blue. This process is called calving, and it creates icebergs of all sizes, from small chunks no bigger than your fist to massive blocks the size of houses. The newly calved icebergs float in the lake, slowly melting, their shapes constantly changing as the water wears away their edges. The sound of the glacier calving is one of the most dramatic in nature. When a piece of ice breaks free, there is first a crack, loud as thunder, that echoes off the valley walls. Then comes a moment of silence, pregnant with anticipation. And finally, there is the splash, sometimes enormous, sometimes gentle, depending on the size of the ice that has fallen. Each calving is a unique event, never to be repeated exactly, a moment of change in a world that sometimes seems frozen in time. But even here, in this place of dramatic transformation, there is peace. The glacier does not hurry. It has no schedule to keep, no deadline to meet. It simply flows, inch by inch, year by year, millennium by millennium, doing what glaciers do. The calving is not violent. It is natural, inevitable, part of the glacier's ongoing process of growth and change. There is a rhythm to it, a pattern, a deep underlying order that transcends any individual moment. Find a comfortable seat on a rock near the glacier's edge. The rock is cold, but somehow that coldness is comforting now, grounding you in the reality of this place. Watch the glacier. Feel its immense, slow power. Let its patience seep into you, teaching you that not everything needs to happen quickly, that some of the most profound transformations take time. As you watch, you notice something moving on the glacier's surface. At first, you cannot make out what it is, just a small dark shape against the white and blue of the ice. But as you watch, it comes into focus. It is a wolverine. The wolverine is making its way across the glacier, picking a careful path between the crevasses. It moves with a kind of fierce grace, its powerful body low to the ice, its movements efficient and purposeful. Wolverines are among the toughest creatures on Earth, able to survive in conditions that would kill almost any other animal. They fear nothing, not wolves, not bears, not even the harshest winter storms. But this Wolverine is not hunting or fighting. It is simply traveling, crossing the glacier on its way to some destination known only to itself. Perhaps it is returning to its den after a successful hunt. Perhaps it is looking for a mate. Perhaps it is simply exploring, curious about what lies on the other side of the ice. Whatever its purpose, the Wolverine moves with confidence, unafraid of the glacier or anything else. There is something inspiring about the Wolverine's courage and determination. Here is a creature that takes on the world without hesitation, that faces challenges head-on, that refuses to be intimidated by anything. And yet, for all its fierceness, the Wolverine is part of the Ice Age's web of life, connected to everything else, dependent on the same snow and ice and cold that sustains the entire ecosystem. The Wolverine disappears over a ridge of ice, gone as suddenly as it appeared, but its presence has left an impression, a reminder that strength and gentleness are not opposites, that courage and peace can coexist. Night continues to deepen around you. The stars wheel slowly across the sky, tracing their ancient paths. The moon, now fully risen, casts its silver light across the glacier, turning the ice into a landscape of pure magic. In this light, every crack and crevasse stands out sharply. Every texture is magnified, every color intensified. You realize that you have been holding your breath, mesmerized by the beauty around you. Release it now. Let the breath go, and let all tension go with it. Breathe in the cold, clean air of the Ice Age. Breathe out any remaining stress or worry. Breathe in peace. Breathe out gratitude. Breathe in the present moment. Breathe out everything else. There is nothing you need to do right now. There is nowhere you need to be. There is no one you need to impress or please or satisfy. In this moment, you are simply here, simply present, simply at rest. The glacier continues its slow journey. The stars continue their slow dance, and you continue your slow descent into the deepest, most restorative sleep. Let us descend from the mountains now, back to the lower lands, where the night is less harsh, where other wonders await. The path down is easy, gentle, requiring no effort on your part. You float more than walk, drifting down the slopes like a leaf on a calm stream, like a feather on a still wind. At the foot of the mountains, you find yourself in a forest, not a dense, dark forest, but an open woodland of widely spaced conifers, pines, and spruces and firs that have adapted to life at the edge of the ice. The trees are not tall, stunted by the short growing season and the harsh climate, but they are beautiful in their resilience, beautiful in their determination to live where life seems impossible. Snow lies deep beneath the trees, but the canopy has created sheltered spaces where the ground is relatively clear. Here, you can see the traces of animal life, the tracks of rabbits and foxes, the scattered remains of pine cones nibbled by squirrels, the subtle impressions left by deer that have passed this way. The forest is alive, even in the depths of the Ice Age winter. Walk among the trees, feel their presence around you, ancient, patient, enduring. These trees have been growing here for decades, perhaps centuries. They have witnessed countless winters, countless springs, countless years of snow and ice and cold, and they continue, year after year, putting out new needles, dropping old cones, reaching slowly upward toward the light. There is a lesson here about persistence, about the power of simply continuing. The trees do not hurry. They cannot. They are rooted in place, unable to run from danger or seek out new opportunities, and yet they thrive in their slow, steady way. They take what the world offers, water from the snow, nutrients from the thin soil, light from the weak winter sun, and they make the most of it. They do not complain about the cold. They do not wish they were somewhere else. They simply are, fully present, fully alive. As you walk through the forest, you become aware of a sound. It is a soft, rhythmic sound, almost like breathing, coming from somewhere ahead. You follow it, curious but not alarmed, knowing that in this peaceful world, nothing can harm you. The sound leads you to a small clearing, and there, in the center of the clearing, you find its source. A cave opens in the side of a low hill, its entrance partially hidden by snow-covered bushes, and from within the cave comes the sound of breathing, slow, deep, regular breathing that speaks of profound rest. You approach the cave carefully, respectfully. At its entrance you pause, letting your eyes adjust to the deeper darkness within, and gradually, you begin to make out shapes, large shapes, covered in thick fur, fast asleep. It is a family of cave bears, a mother bear, and two cubs, curled together in a nest of dried grass and fallen leaves, hibernating through the winter. Their breathing is synchronized, rising and falling together, a rhythm of shared rest that has been going on for months and will continue for months more. Cave bears are among the largest of the Ice Age's predators, but in sleep, they look harmless, even cuddly. The mother bear's great paws are tucked beneath her body. Her face, relaxed in sleep, has an almost gentle expression. The cubs are nestled against her, drawing warmth from her body, their small forms rising and falling with each breath. Hibernation is one of nature's most remarkable adaptations to the cold. The bears entered this sleep in the autumn, when food became scarce and the days grew short. They will not wake until spring, when the warmth returns and new plants begin to grow.
During all those months of sleep, their bodies will run on stored fat, their hearts slowing to just a few beats per minute, their temperature dropping, their metabolism grinding nearly to a halt. In a sense, the bears are experiencing the deepest sleep imaginable, a sleep so profound that the entire world passes them by, a sleep so restorative that they will emerge in spring, ready to face a new year. There is something almost magical about it, something that speaks to our own longing for rest and renewal. Watch the bears sleep for a while. Let their peace become your peace. Let their slow breathing guide your own, slowing it down, deepening it, making each breath a meditation. In and out, as natural as the tides, as regular as the seasons, as ancient as life itself. The world outside the cave continues its quiet existence. Snow falls gently, adding new layers to the drifts. The stars continue their slow journey across the sky. Somewhere in the distance, a great horned owl calls, its voice deep and resonant in the cold air. But here, in the cave, all is still, all is peaceful, all is rest. You are so relaxed now. Your body feels like it is made of warm honey, soft and flowing, and perfectly at ease. Your mind is quiet, the constant chatter of thoughts fading into the background, becoming less and less important. You are drifting, floating, sinking into the most peaceful sleep you have ever known. The cave is warm despite the winter outside, warmed by the bears' bodies, by their slow metabolism, by the insulating properties of the earth around them. You curl up near the entrance, close enough to share in the warmth but far enough to give the bears their space. Your eyes grow heavier and heavier. The sound of the bears' breathing becomes a lullaby, a natural rhythm that carries you down, down, down into sleep. And as you sleep, you dream. You dream of the Ice Age in all its magnificence, the mammoths and the glaciers, the northern lights and the frozen seas, the wolves howling under the stars and the whales singing in the deep. You dream of a world where time moves slowly, where nature is vast and powerful and beautiful, where peace is not something you have to seek but simply something that is. In your dreams, you are not separate from this world. You are part of it. You run with the wolves across the frozen plains. You swim with the whales through the frigid seas. You fly with the ravens over the snow-covered mountains. You are everything and everyone, everywhere and everywhen, fully alive and fully at peace. The dream continues, unfolding like a flower, revealing new petals of wonder and beauty. But there is no need to describe every detail. The dream is yours, personal and unique, shaped by your own memories and hopes and fears. The Ice Age provides the setting, the backdrop, the raw material, but the story that unfolds is entirely your own. Sleep now, dream now, rest in the cave with the bears, safe and warm while the world outside sleeps too. The night is long, but there is no hurry. There is never any hurry here. Time stretches and bends, accommodating your need for rest. You can sleep as long as you need, as deeply as you need. The Ice Age will be here when you wake. All is well, all is peaceful, all is as it should be. The hours pass like centuries, and the centuries pass like hours. Time in the Ice Age is a different thing, measured not by clocks, but by the slow movements of glaciers, by the gradual changing of seasons, by the patient rhythms of life and death and renewal. In the cave, you sleep alongside the bears, your breathing synchronized with theirs, your dreams woven together with the great tapestry of the sleeping world. The mother bear shifts slightly in her sleep, her great paw reaching out to draw her cubs closer. One of the cubs makes a small sound, almost like a sigh, and then settles back into deeper slumber. These are the only movements, the only sounds in the profound stillness of the hibernating den. Outside, the forest keeps its own quiet vigil. The trees stand sentinel, their branches laden with snow, their roots reaching deep into the frozen earth. They are not sleeping exactly. Trees do not hibernate as bears do, but they are resting, conserving energy, waiting for the spring that will surely come. Among the trees, life continues in its own subtle ways. A snowshoe hare, its coat turned white for winter, emerges from its hiding place to nibble on the bark of a young aspen. Its movements are careful, alert, ready to flee at the first sign of danger. But there is no danger tonight. The predators are resting too, conserving their energy for the hunts that will come with the dawn. The hare finishes its meal and hops away, leaving a trail of tracks in the fresh snow. Its journey takes it across the clearing where the cave entrance lies hidden, and for a moment it pauses, its ears turning this way and that, listening. Perhaps it senses the presence of the sleeping bears within. Perhaps it simply enjoys the silence, the peace of this winter night. Then it continues on its way, disappearing into the forest, becoming one with the night. Far above, the stars continue their eternal dance. The constellations of the Ice Age are the same as ours, more or less. The slow drift of stars across the sky takes thousands of years to produce noticeable changes. The Big Dipper hangs in the northern sky, pointing the way to the North Star. Orion rises in the east, his belt of 3 stars as bright and clear as ever. The Pleiades, that delicate cluster of blue-white lights, shimmers overhead like a gathering of tiny diamonds. Our ancestors knew these stars well. They watched them from their campfires, told stories about them, used them to navigate and to track the seasons. The stars were their clock, their calendar, their map of the heavens. And in a way, watching the same stars that our ancestors watched connects us to them, across the vast gulf of time. We are part of the same human family, looking up at the same lights, wondering the same wonders. But let us not stay too long among the bears. There are other places to visit, other wonders to see. Let yourself drift out of the cave, back into the starlit forest, ready for the next gentle adventure. As you emerge from the cave, you notice that the snow has stopped falling. The air is still and clear, and you can see your breath rising in small clouds of vapor that dissipate quickly in the cold. The world is utterly silent, so silent that you can hear the blood pulsing in your own ears, the soft whisper of your own breathing. This profound silence is one of the gifts of the Ice Age. In a world without engines or electronics, without traffic or machinery, silence is not rare but abundant. It surrounds you, embraces you, fills you up with its gentle presence. Many people have never experienced true silence, the kind of quiet that allows you to hear the subtle sounds of nature that are normally drowned out by human noise. Here, in the Ice Age, you can experience it fully. Stand in the silence for a moment, let it settle over you like a blanket. Notice how your mind begins to quiet too, matching the stillness of the world around you. The constant chatter of thoughts that usually fills your head grows softer, less insistent. In the silence, there is room for something else, for peace, for presence, for a deep awareness of the here and now. Walking through the silent forest, you come upon a frozen stream. Unlike the rushing waters of warmer seasons, this stream is completely still, locked in winter's embrace. The ice that covers it is clear in some places, allowing you to see the pebbles on the stream bed beneath. In other places, it is opaque, milky white, hiding its secrets behind a veil of frozen crystals. Along the banks of the stream, willows grow in thick clumps. Their branches, stripped of leaves by autumn, are covered with a delicate coating of frost that makes them look like they are made of glass. When the morning sun rises, this frost will sparkle and glitter like millions of tiny diamonds. But for now, in the starlight, the willows simply glow with a soft, diffuse luminescence. Follow the stream as it winds through the forest. It moves gently downhill, carrying you toward lower ground, toward warmer air, toward new discoveries. The ice beneath your feet makes soft creaking sounds as you walk, not the sharp cracks of breaking ice, but gentle groans of adjustment, the voice of the frozen water settling into its winter form. After a time, the stream opens out into a small pond. This pond is fed by the stream and by underground springs, and despite the cold, part of it remains unfrozen. Open water steams gently in the cold air, sending wisps of vapor up toward the stars. At the edges of the open water, ice is forming even now, adding new layers to the frozen collar that surrounds the liquid center. And there, at the edge of the pond, you see something magical. A beaver is at work. The beaver is building its dam, even in the depths of winter. This may seem surprising. Don't beavers hibernate? But in fact, beavers are active all year round. They have prepared for winter by stockpiling branches and saplings underwater, where they can access them even when the pond is frozen over. And tonight, this particular beaver has decided to do some repairs on its dam. Watch the beaver work. Its movements are purposeful and efficient, every action serving a purpose. It selects a branch from its underwater cache, carries it to the dam, wedges it into place, packs mud around it to seal the gaps. Then it returns for another branch, and another, and another. There is something deeply satisfying about watching a creature do what it was born to do, working with natural ease and competence. The beaver's lodge is nearby, a domed structure of sticks and mud rising from the center of the pond. Inside that lodge, the beaver's family is sleeping, curled together in a dry, warm chamber above the waterline. The beaver will join them soon, but first it has work to finish. There are always leaks to repair, always improvements to be made. The beaver is a builder by nature, and building is as natural to it as breathing. As you watch, the beaver becomes aware of your presence. It pauses in its work, turning its flat paddle-shaped tail toward you, its small eyes regarding you with cautious interest. But you pose no threat, and the beaver seems to sense this. After a moment, it returns to its work, accepting your presence as just another part of the night.